Pick Studio. This is Shaggy.
Hey, Shaggy, Cathy Richardson. How you doing?
Cathy Richardson, I am wonderful. How are you doing today?
Great, thanks.
No problem at all. We're looking forward to seeing you on September 21st, Shoshone Bandit Casino Hotel. Jefferson Starship going to be rocking the casino.
Oh, yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, you guys have been busy lately. I just have to say, the other day, I was scrolling on YouTube and I stumbled across this video of you guys playing on the Rock Legends cruise a couple months back.
Nice. Yeah, we love doing those rock cruises, and that was a super fun one because as you tour around and you get to do these festivals and stuff, you start to meet the bands and see your friends, and it's kind of like band camp on the ocean.
But if there is a band that maybe you're not particularly fond of, then you're just stuck with them a couple days at sea.
You are. But, fortunately, the ships are big enough. There's enough people that you don't have to see everyone if you don't want to.
Oh, definitely. I mean, a cruise is probably my favorite vacation ever. I've seen a couple, bands play on cruises and things like that. And I've always wondered, is it difficult to do something like that, especially if maybe the seas are a little rough that day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's pretty wild when you're playing and the floor is moving under you, or sitting backstage and the closet doors are opening and closing because the boat's rocking side to side. And we definitely had rough seas where we're like, oh, we need seasickness stuff. I don't know what it's called, but usually the crew backstage has tons of that stuff. And they're like, here you go. Get on out there now.
So they'll hook you up so you don't get seasick. Were there any close calls with any of the members of Jefferson Starship, maybe losing balance in a big wave or something?
Oh, well, maybe more alcohol-induced than the waves.
Well, yeah, waves and alcohol may not be the greatest combo of all time.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Jefferson Starship coming to Shoshone Bandit Casino Hotel on September 21st. Now, what are you guys bringing out to the show? What should the fans expect?
Well, we're going to play all the greatest hits of Jefferson Starship, Jefferson Airplane, and Starship. Maybe throw in a new song or some deep cut. I think we're playing with Marshall Tucker Band on this show.
Yes, you are.
So we play first. We usually have a shorter set. So we'll try to play everything that everybody wants to hear, which is impossible, but we'll do our best.
Well, that's all we can ask for. Just do your absolute best and the people will show up. Now, Jefferson Starship, your last album came out in 2020. Is it time for another one?
It definitely is. We're working on some new stuff. The record we put out in 2020 was an EP. Mm-hmm. And we're thinking about making a full LP, maybe using half those songs. We are on the road so much, it's nearly impossible for us to get together, write songs, record and stuff. So it usually takes years. But, we do want to still keep putting out new music. We don't want to just be a jukebox forever. And the last record we did, Grace Slick co-wrote a song. Pete Sears came back and original bass player and played bass on several songs. And we revived a couple of old songs. So hopefully we're always looking to the future, but always touching the past and the people that originated and came before. And, that's just sort of the ethos of the band.
Exactly. Got to remember where you came from. But I think it's really saying something that these new songs kind of have the stamp of approval from some of these original members that are no longer active in the band.
Yeah, that's always incredible. And everybody should know we wouldn't be doing this if they didn't want us to.
Yeah.
So we are definitely aligned with Grace especially, and China, Paul and Grace's daughter, and Pete Sears, although he does other things and he doesn't really want to go on the road too much, so he stays close to home. He still occasionally sits in with us, like I said, played on our record, and, everyone else, except for Craig Chiquiso, well, Mickey Thomas has his own Starship, which is called Starship, featuring Mickey Thomas. Pretty much everybody else is aligned with what we're doing.
Well, very cool. Well, if you get the time, I know you have a shorter set on the 21st because you're opening up for Marshall Tucker Band, but if you get one song, maybe bust out one of those new ones. I'm sure the people would love to hear it.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Well, they can always check them out. It's on all the streaming services, and we have some cool music videos too on YouTube and the platforms. So we'd love people to check it out.
Oh, most definitely. Now, people know you for your music mostly, but some people may not be super familiar with your acting roles. I was doing a little internet research and saw that you actually played Janis Joplin in Love, Janice, the stage musical, which is super awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been, I want to say it's been like over 20 years ago now. Is that possible? I don't know. It was, right? Because I did it in 2001 in New York City. And then the show went to San Francisco, and I moved there, and that's how I got hooked up with the Jefferson Starship guys. Yeah, so I never really was trying to be an actor at all. I just have always been a singer, fronting my own band around Chicago in the Midwest, writing songs, putting out my own records. And this show, Love, Janice, came to town, and they called me up and said, everybody says you're the one to do this. And I actually tried to talk them out of it because I'm like, I don't sound like Janice. I'm not an actor. It's not really my thing. And they said, well, we don't really want that. We want somebody who's a real singer who can capture the essence.
Yeah.
And Sam Andrew is her guitar player. He's the music director. So come on down and just check it out. I thought, well, I'll get to meet Janice's guitar player, sing a song with them. They'll see I'm not right for this, and they'll send me home. And they offered it to me on the spot, which blew my mind. I said, I'm going to have to think about it. And then I realized that I absolutely had to do it because, they say in life, you don't regret the things you did. You regret the things you didn't do.
Yeah.
So I decided to do it and take a chance, and wow, it changed my life. I mean, it brought me to New York, put me on a national stage, gave me so much stage experience singing. Getting into Janice made me stretch my voice to the limits of what I could do, and it made me a better singer, a better performer, and it led me right to Jefferson Starship 7 years later. And now I've been in the band for over 16, going on 17 years.
Man, so it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, were you into musicals growing up, or you were always a rock and roller? And
yeah, I mean, when I was a little kid, my mom loved all that Rodgers and Hammerstein stuff.
Sure.
She had the soundtracks to Oklahoma playing on the record player and stuff. I mean, I do love musical theater. I think it's really fun, but I never wanted to do that. I was like, I'm rock and roll. I'm fronting a band. I'm going to be a rock star. I'm going to break shit. So that's where I come from.
Besides this one, were there any other acting roles that you had?
I did when I was in New York, and you do the play, people start seeing you, you start getting called in by casting agents. And I did do a play called The Education of Randy Newman that played in Seattle. And it was a play of Randy Newman songs.
Oh, cool.
And I had a leading role in that. And that was really cool to get into his music and get to meet him and stuff.
Did you get to sing Short People?
Yep, that was part of the show.
All
absolutely. Right. Yeah, and I had to dance and stuff. I was always getting notes from the director about how I missed this step or that step, and I just shake my head and go, sorry.
Oh, I feel that.
This is not my thing. I've never taken a dance class in my life. You're lucky I'm not falling down on myself up there. So, and then I did, because I lived in Chicago in the 90s, it's all the advertising was here. It probably still is, but I used to sing a lot of jingles. And so you go from one studio to the next singing ba-da-ba-ba-ba, and then go to this one and be like, will you stay farm neighbor in your neighborhood? And just go around. So from that, I got different voiceover gigs where now they want you to talk be the narrator too. It's got to be Applebee's and stuff like that. And then that led to me being invited to do some children's DVDs where it was like puppets with songs and singing the songs and doing voices. And so I've done more voice work, but then they actually asked me to go on camera. So I was in 4 episodes of the show, Jack's Big Music Show, which was with the guys that do Sesame Street. They had their own show on Nick Jr. And so it was puppets, and they had a little band, and I was like the cool neighbor who would stop in and jam a song with them. So those are some of those episodes you could probably find on YouTube also, Jack's Big Music Show.
Actually, get this. I just went on IMDb just now and typed in your name. You have an official IMDb page, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I do.
That means you've made it. You did it, Cathy.
I mean, all these things, you'd think they'd have to add up to something.
That's funny. And see, as you were singing these jingles, I totally remember them. So good job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's stuck. It's stuck in my head.
There was a period in time in the 90s where I would turn on the TV and every other commercial was my voice, and I would just be cackling with laughter because they paid you a lot of money to do those things.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all I want to do is be a rock star. I don't want to be a jingle singer. Now I'm like, I would do anything to get on one of those spots.
Well, hopefully they hooked you up with like an Applebee's gift card or something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I think they've all but forgotten me at this point.
Oh, man. Well, do you know what? We didn't forget you, and we will not forget you on September 21st when Jefferson Starship and Marshall Tucker Band rock Shoshone Bandit Casino Hotel. Tickets are available on our website, pickidaho.com. Now, Cathy, before you leave, I just want to ask one question of you. Every weekday, I do a segment on my show called Shaggy's Picks, where I get to play whatever song I want. Whatever song I'm feeling that day, that's what I'm going to throw on. But today, I'm going to pass the baton. It is going to be Cathy's Picks. So whatever song you're feeling right now, if it's Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, some of your solo career, you want to throw on Led Zeppelin, whatever song you're feeling, give it to me and we'll play it.
You know, the first song that popped into my head?
What's that?
Barracuda.
Oh, Barracuda. That's how
I should have picked one of my own band songs. But, you know, if you did want to play one of our songs from our new record, I would pick It's About Time.
And you know what?
But it's up to you.
I'm just going to play both of them.
I'm giving you two songs.
I'll play both of them. Yeah, why not?
I love it.
Let's make it happen. I mean, Heart is kind of on a hiatus right now, so we got to pay tribute to them. Also pay tribute to Jefferson Starship.
Awesome. I love it.
Hey, thank you so much, Cathy, for joining me today. Once again, Jefferson Starship, Shoshone Bandit Casino Hotel, September 21st. Tickets on our website, pickidaho.com. I'll be giving away some tickets here in the next couple of weeks as well. And they put on a great show. I saw you guys at Rockin' the Rivers a couple years ago in Three Forks, Montana. You guys were awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Cool. Well, thanks, Shaggy. Thanks, everybody. I hope you come out to the show.
That's what I'm talking about. Cathy Richardson, thank you so much for joining me on the phone today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Rock on.